world that measures worth in a number of likes and dollars, it's hard to understand what you're truly worth. It's really hard to tell, isn't it? When you get asked such a question with no right answer, you can't really put a value to your life. But unfortunately, businesses can. Today, we're talking about how you can understand how other people put a price on you and how they can get it from you. It can be easy to get caught up in this digital world where gurus are showing you how easy it is to make $1 million. It can raise doubts, fear, anxiety, stress. That's why it's important to understand what you're truly worth. First thing you really need to understand is that everyone is trying to make money off you. These gurus are selling you a course. Businesses are selling you a product. Sometimes they're selling you an emotion. Whatever it might be, they're trying to sell you something. They know that they can pinpoint a dollar amount to the average individual that will spend that amount of money on something they're trying to sell. They're targeting your emotions, they're targeting your feelings. Humans are emotional beings, and they've taken advantage of this. They're manipulating different products and information to target you so that you spend more money with them. And while this is all happening, you think that you're getting the better end of the deal. You think you're getting this value, you're getting something that you truly want. But for the most part of the time that you're not. You're usually just spending money on something that you don't really need, and you're getting sold. This is why the best salespeople in the world are making millions of dollars. They know how to target your emotions, they know how to target your feelings, and they know how to make you do something. That's how most people make their money nowadays. They're trying to sell you something. Everyone's selling somebody else something else. This is why you have to wake up and realize that there are producers and there are consumers. 99% of people are consumers. The 1% are producers. Those producers are the people that run everything. Once you realize this and you truly grasp a feel and a view of reality, that's when you start to look at things a little bit differently. So now that you've understand that we live in a consumerism society, one that's pushing us to spend money every single day, looking to buy new clothing, buy new treats, buy new toys, whatever it might be, you start to think differently.
Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that?
Now that you understand this and you see this, you might be thinking, all right, wow, the world's a cruel place. Everyone knows this. What do I do about it? Well, what you actually have to do about it is think what you can do. You can't change the world. You can't change these big businesses and millionaires and billionaires from doing what they do, but you can change what you do. You can change your frame of thinking, your frame of mind, what you see, what you perceive, what you want to take in, what you reject. You control the information that your mind consumes. Yeah, it might be out there, but the choice to read it or observe it or even notice it for that point is yours. You can look at it and be like, oh, whatever, block it out, onto the next thing. So once you start doing this consciously, you make a conscious effort to avoid these traps, these ideas, these sales pitches that people are throwing at you, you start seeing things differently and you start becoming more aware. You start understanding your own self-worth. Once you realize this, you start thinking differently. You start looking at things differently. Yeah, you might want new things, but you don't need them anymore. You don't have this desire to stay up to trends, stay up to date with everything. You're content with what you have, and you realize you're not in a position where buying more is something that you need to do. There's, the way I think of it, there's people that gamble, people that are itching to gamble, and they're always like, oh, I need to go gamble, like they're not like itching like they're an addict, but low-key they are. There's people that do the same thing with shopping. They're always looking for the next drop. They're waiting for the newest release. They buy a pair of shoes, they know that next week another one are coming out, and they buy it. And to be completely honest, I was one of those people benefiting off this. Back when I was a reseller 4 or 5 years ago, I knew the shoes that were coming out. I knew people wanted them, so I bought them, sold them for more money, and I just saw these people that realistically probably shouldn't be buying these shoes, and they were spending thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis. And what was it for? It was all for an Instagram pic that they took, posted it, and they felt great. It's not my life, but at least I know that a pair of shoes doesn't change what I feel about myself. $986 billion. This is how much credit card debt Americans have accumulated as of 2023. Break it down even further, the average 18 to 29-year-old has about $13,000 in non-mortgage debt. You might be thinking, yeah, cool, people have credit cards, people have mortgages, people have things that they need to take loans out. People are spending money they don't have. Yes, that's the point of credit. You pay them back so that you get a little leverage and extra money. But this truly means that people are owing money. They don't have money. People are worth less than zero. They're negative net worth. It's obviously excluding assets and whatever they might have. But when you think about it, if somebody has credit card debt, you don't really assume them to have many assets. Otherwise, they would cover it and pay off the debt if you're financially responsible individual, because credit card debt has more interest than your investments will, so blah blah blah. It's a whole nother story. But you would be paying this off. And when I found this out, I was reading this article and I wasn't really that surprised. I thought about it. I thought about the people I know close to me, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that these people are spending money every single day on things they don't need. You know, it could be a bar, restaurant, new clothing, a trip, whatever it is. And I don't know their true financial and personal states, but I see it, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, how are you spending this much money without working it? Yes, some people have parents that give money, some people have things that they do that nobody knows of, but not everybody, not as many people as you would think. I understand everybody loves luxurious goods. You might say you don't, but there's definitely something that you would not mind having a better version of. When I think about it, you know, everybody thinks of luxurious goods as a nice car, a nice watch, nice clothing, a nice house. And then there's those people that are not really interested in that. People that are more into like nature, hiking. Yeah, so those people are more like, oh, a luxurious pair of hiking boots or something like that. There's something that you wouldn't mind having at a higher level than you have right now. But understanding that you don't need it right now is essential. Delaying your gratification for another time where it seems more fit and you have the more capabilities and resources to be able to go out and purchase it will allow you to build financial strength, allow you to understand your worth, allow you to understand that you don't need an object to determine what you're truly worth. And a secret hint that I don't really mention a lot that makes this easy and helps you take the idea out of your mind and just do it effortlessly is scheduling, taking out a portion of your money from your banking account so you don't have to think about it. What does that mean? What are you taking out? What do you mean by this? Every single month, every 2 weeks, on the 1st and the 15th, I have my bank account set up to take out a certain amount of money from my bank to my investments. I don't have to think about it. As long as there's money there, it will happen. It just happens. And I learned to live around this. I learned that I don't need that extra X amount of money that it takes out so that I can continue to adapt how I'm living and know that that money, no matter what, is going to be taken out. That's not something I cancel. That's something that I just let run. The amount of money doesn't matter, but the ability to take it and be responsible enough to be like, okay, if I take this amount of money, say it's $50 every 2 weeks, and I can continue to live without that $100 every month. This does two things. It gives you responsibility about your financials, and it also starts building your investment strategy and your investment portfolio. Talk about a win-win. Everybody wants your money. You just have to want it more. Wake up to the real world or turn a blind eye. Either way, the real world is going to keep on moving. Depending on what you decide to do, your life can go out two different routes. Make the best choice for yourself and understand your true worth.